you even told me if your hand hadn't been forced? What's your excuse?
Until you are in the exact same position, you can't say that.
It's gonna change everything for the custody hearing.
Please don't do this.
I have to try. How did you know to come home?
General Hospital latest update. Nina stuns everyone by discovering Michael is actually Sasha's baby daddy after a wild Halloween hookup. While Michael fights Willow in court over custody, secrets explode, Gio lashes out at Brooklyn, and Sunny softens toward Lois. Drama erupts as past lies threaten future lives. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital. Nina discovers Michael is Sasha's baby daddy. General Hospital recap for Wednesday, May 28th, reveals that Nina Reeves discovered Sasha Gilmore Corbin's true baby daddy while Michael Corinthos had a court order for emergency custody. At the PCPD, Willow Corinthos and Drew Kane pushed Mac Scorpio for help since Jason Morgan took Amelia Corinthos from their home. Mac realized the children were with their father, but he headed to Carly Spencer's place with questions about the whole situation. Later, Mac returned to Drew and Willow with the court order Michael got for emergency custody until the hearing on June 2nd. Since everything was legal and above board, there was nothing Mac could do. Back at Carly's place, Michael shared some hugs with Jocelyn Jax, Carly and Jason. Diane Miller was the one who gave Michael updates on the custody hearing and prompted his speedy return from Germany. Willow eventually showed up at Carly's door and confronted Michael against Drew's wishes. Although Willow pleaded with Michael not to take her children away from her, Michael just stood there glaring. At the Brown Dog Bar, Nina met up with Maxie Jones and worried getting away from Drew was Willow's only hope of keeping Amelia and Wiley Corinthos. Nina also knew that if she came clean about her own passionate encounters with Drew, she might be able to get through to Willow. However, the thought of destroying everything she built with her daughter was scary to Nina, so Maxie understood that. Talk turned to Sasha Corbin being subpoenaed for the custody hearing. Maxie ended up reflecting on the story Sasha originally told her about getting drunk with a random guy and hooking up with him the night before Halloween. Nina thought that was oddly specific, but Maxie guessed it was bogus since she saw no reason why Jason would lie and back Sasha up. Things started clicking into place for Nina on Wednesday's General Hospital episode, so she questioned the bartender after Maxie was gone. Nina offered some cash and jogged his memory about that night, but it wasn't too hard for the bartender to remember since he'd always had a crush on Sasha the deception model. The bartender also recalled the $500 tip he received from the guy Sasha got wasted with. After Nina showed him a pic of Jason on her phone, the bartender confirmed that wasn't the man. Once Nina showed a photo of Michael next, she got confirmation that he was the guy who couldn't keep his hands off Sasha and ultimately left with her that night. Meanwhile, Ned Quartermaine put Lois Cerullo on full blast for keeping him in the dark on Brooklyn Quartermaine's pregnancy and adoption. Olivia Quartermaine lashed out as well, but Lois reminded Olivia that she'd kept Sonny Corinthos out of the loop on Dante Falconeri's paternity. Sonny confronted Lois later, but he was a bit more understanding about the situation. Although Sonny didn't agree with how Lois handled things, he appreciated the fact that she gave him a chance to be there for Giovanni, Gio, Palmieri financially. It was a way for Sonny to be in Joe's life, even if he didn't know he was Joe's grandpa. Sonny ended up hugging Lois and offering her some comfort in her time of need. At the Quartermaine mansion, Gio tried to blow past Brooklyn and Dante, but they stopped him to explain. Dante made it clear that he never knew about Brooklyn's pregnancy, so Gio asked what Brooklyn's excuse was. Although Brooklyn gave up a baby, she pointed out that she didn't even know if it was a boy or a girl at the time. Gio still felt unwanted since Brooklyn gave him up and never tried to find him. After Gio left with Emma Scorpio Drake, she took him to the footbridge so he could have a moment to breathe and think. Emma placed her hand on Joe's and consoled him while they were there. When Emma asked why Gio smashed his violin, he suggested it was because his violin was the biggest lie of all. Back with Brooklyn and Dante, Tracy Quartermain warned them to let Gio go. Although emotions were running high, Tracy also didn't want Dante and Brooke Lynn to lose sight of the fact that they met their son tonight. Dante privately grilled Brooke Lynn about her deception, but Brooke Lynn insisted she was a scared teenager. Once Brooke Lynn was older and wiser, the lie had gone on too long and it was too late to come clean. Harrison Chase arrived to comfort Brooke Lynn and admitted to Dante that he knew about the baby. Dante seemed hurt over Chase withholding that news and questioned how Gio had learned the truth. Chase wanted to take Brooke Lynn up to bed, but then Ned walked in and delayed that plan. General Hospital spoilers say Brooke Lynn will have a lot to get off her chest as she opens up to her dad. Today's next update: as Lois faces the music, Nina realizes the truth about Sasha's pregnancy. Today on General Hospital, Lois is red for filth, Michael gets an unwanted visitor and Nina comes to a stunning realization. A disillusioned and upset Gio calls out his parents, leaving Brooke Lynn to explain that neither she or Dante knew that he was their child. In fact, Dante didn't know she'd even had a baby. Despite their best efforts to talk him down, Gio storms off with Emma in hot pursuit. Dante wants answers from Brooke Lynn, who is still trying to process everything. Tracy decides they need to talk privately, but before exiting, urges them to remember what's important: they have a son, and he's a pretty awesome kid. Just as Dante is demanding to know who else was aware of the secret, Chase arrives to say he found out about the baby a few months earlier, but didn't know it was Gio. At the footbridge, Emma tries to help Gio process what he's learned. He realizes that Sonny, who paid his way through music school, is actually his grandfather. Emma says that while Sonny may not be everyone's cup of tea, she learned from her mom, Robin, that the mobster has a history of helping people, whether related or not. Lois is called out. Furious, Ned struggles to understand why he wasn't looped in about Brooke Lynn's pregnancy. Surely Lois knows he would have helped. But Lois points out that the Quartermains likely would have wanted to claim Gio. By handing the baby over to her cousin, Lois was able to keep an eye on him and knew that he would be raised in a loving community. No sooner has Ned finished with Lois than a member of that loving Bensonhurst community comes in wanting her piece of Lois. How, Olivia asks, could she possibly have kept her in the dark about this? Lois draws a comparison to Liv keeping Dante away from Sonny, but the hotelier points out that Sonny was dangerous, which doesn't apply where Lois' actions are concerned. Ultimately, Olivia says she doesn't know if she can ever forgive Lois. Speaking of Sonny, he soon enters and, though clearly disturbed by this revelation, is much softer and kinder with Lois. He points out that Gio might have wanted his extended family after Camila's death, but Lois said the connection the boy shared with the woman he believed to be his mom was so strong, she didn't want to take that away. Ultimately, Sonny figures out that by arranging for him to pay for Joe's music lessons, Lois was trying to give him some connection to his grandson. For that, he's grateful. Welcome home, Michael. Michael catches up with his family, telling Carly, Joss, and Sasha that even if he did skip out on his treatment early, he knew he had to come home to fight for his children. Their conversation is interrupted by Mac, who has been sent by Drew and Willow to investigate Amelia's kidnapping. Soon after, Mac returns to the police station to tell Drew and Willow that Michael has a court order giving him custody of the kids until the court hearing in early June. Willow has Drew drive her to Carly's house so she can talk to Michael. Drew wants to come in with her, but she rightly suggests that will only make the situation worse. As she approaches the door, Michael opens it and the two come face to face. Nina does the math. Over wine at the Brown Dog, Maxie and Nina discuss the upcoming custody fight. Maxie wonders if Nina would go so far as to reveal her own affair with Drew if it would get him out of Willow's life. Talk soon turns to Sasha and her baby. When the topic of Jason's protectiveness comes up, a look crosses Nina's face. Once Maxie leaves, Nina sidles up to the bartender and begins asking him questions about the night Sasha, on whom he had a crush, came in and got drunk. Although the bartender insists he's not one to gossip, she manages to change his tune with a healthy tip. Looking at a picture of Jason, the barkeep says that's not the guy Sasha left with. But when Nina shows him a picture of Michael, the bartender confirms they had their hands all over one another and left together. On the next General Hospital, Dante questions Lulu's motives, and Willow fears the worst. Today's next update, exploring Sunny's new love interest, ADA Justine's hatred transform into passion. General Hospital spoilers and updates tease in the realm of soap operas. Most love stories begin with conflict and ultimately evolve into romance. This is why numerous fans have reacted with surprise to the consecutive scenes featuring Sunny Corinthos and Port Charles's ADA, Justine Turner, during the nurses' ball. The mob boss and the ADA had a conversation. In the episode aired on Wednesday, May 21st, the mob boss encountered the assistant district attorney, leading to an intriguing conversation. Justine wasted no time in teasing Sunny, suggesting that while this might be her inaugural nurses' ball, it could very well be his last after the town referendum. He would undoubtedly leave once he loses his peers. Sunny was quick to assert that no one could force him out of town. Moving on to the Thursday, May 22nd episode, Sunny and Anna Devane engaged in a discussion about the significance of the nurses' ball for them. This was particularly due to Robin Scorpio Drake and Stone Cates, and Justine couldn't resist a snide remark. Justine's snide remark about Sunny and Anna's closeness. Justine made a cutting comment about how close Sunny and Anna seemed, prompting the mob boss to set her straight. He explained that they were discussing the two individuals responsible for the nurses' ball, and she ought to look up Robin and Stone's names. With that in mind, General Hospital viewers are aware that Justine doesn't have a high opinion of Jason Morgan or Anna. In fact, she has accused Anna of leveraging her role at the PCPD to shield Jason when Stone Cold was implicated in Cyrus Renault's downfall. This is one of the reasons why Anna and Jason have intentionally avoided each other. Therefore, it's not particularly surprising that the ADA wouldn't be fond of Sunny. Will Justine see a different side of Sunny? Still, will Justine notice a new side to Sunny when she learns about his link to Stone? Will she search for his name and Robin's, and realize Sunny and Anna's connection? Could this lead to something deeper between the mob boss and ADA? Why are they having so many scenes together if the soap isn't doing some kind of chemistry test between Sunny and Justine? Sunny is currently single and has just kicked Natalia Ramirez out of his life for lying about being Jen Sidwell's ex-wife, leaving him with no romantic prospects. Furthermore, his on-again/off-again relationship with Carly Spencer is nowhere near on-again due to her involvement with Jack Brennan. Thanks for watching, General Hospital fans. If you're loving the drama in Port Charles, smash that like button, drop your theories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. More explosive updates are coming soon.